The massive space station of Novara floated silently in the blackness of space, a shining hub where beings from hundreds of star systems gathered. Its surface glittered with lights, reflecting the diversity of civilizations that had built it over centuries. Spaceships of every shape and size docked at its many ports, bringing travelers, scholars, merchants, and explorers. Inside the central hall of the station, a crowd had gathered for a debate that had been advertised across multiple systems. The subject: Earth and its legends. Most alien species had heard of the stories, whispered over centuries, of humans shaping their own planet, surviving against impossible odds, and creating technologies that seemed like magic. But many considered them myths, exaggerations, told to make humanity seem more important than it was. The hall was vast, stretching hundreds of meters in all directions, filled with floating platforms and transparent walkways. Some aliens hovered, others floated in anti-gravity chairs, and some even extended long limbs to adjust their positions. At the center stood a podium, polished metal with lights that traced its edges. And above it, a large holographic display projected images of planets, stars, and human history. The debate had already started when Xyrix, a tall alien with a shimmering violet carapace and many eyes, stepped forward. His voice carried clearly across the hall, amplified by subtle sound manipulators. Legends of Earth, Xyrix began, are fabrications. They are stories told by humans to glorify themselves. Do you think that humans, a species that barely left their homeworld for decades, suddenly became legends across the stars? Impossible. A ripple of agreement moved through part of the crowd. Many species had always considered humans minor players. Clever in some areas, perhaps, but not capable of greatness on a galactic scale. Xyrix's words seemed final, as if no evidence could contradict them. Yet, not all in the hall agreed. Among the audience was Ilara, a young human scientist with short brown hair and bright, intelligent eyes. She had grown up hearing stories of Earth's legends, not as fantasies, but as inspiration. To her, these tales were proof of human courage, creativity, and determination. Ilara leaned back slightly, listening to Xyrix with a calm expression. She had been preparing for this moment for months. The debate organizers had not expected humans to attend in large numbers, much less participate, but she had seen an opportunity to do something that no human had ever done before: prove that Earth's legends were real. Xyrix continued, waving a multi-jointed limb for emphasis. Humans tell stories of heroes who moved planets, who defended worlds with courage, who created wonders beyond imagination. These are entertaining fables, nothing more. Science, history, and reason all prove that humans were ordinary. The hall buzzed with murmurs. Some aliens nodded, some whispered to neighbors, and a few looked skeptically at the human section of the audience. Then, Ilara raised her hand. The gesture was simple, almost polite, but it immediately drew attention. Silence fell over the hall. "Want me to prove one?" she said, her voice steady and confident. A few gasps echoed, even from aliens who had never heard a human speak in public before. Xyrix paused, a shadow of surprise in his many eyes. "What do you mean?" he asked, his tone sharp. Ilara smiled faintly. "I mean, I can show you, here and now, that one of your so-called fake legends is real. Not with stories, not with claims, but with proof. You will see humans can turn their legends into reality." The room grew tense. Many had never seen a human so bold, and some of the alien spectators looked uneasy. Could a human truly perform such feats in a room surrounded by experts from hundreds of worlds? Xyrix leaned forward slightly, intrigued but cautious. "And which legend do you intend to prove, human?" Ilara's eyes sparkled. "The story of the Starforgers. Humans who shaped worlds, not with brute force, but with creativity, intelligence, and careful planning. I will show you that humans can build, change, and create beyond what your science believes possible." A ripple of disbelief ran through the audience. Many whispered among themselves, "Starforgers? Impossible." "One," Alien muttered. Ilara walked confidently to the stage, her posture calm but her mind racing. She had already prepared for this moment, gathering data, tools, and equipment. Small drones hovered behind her, carrying parts and devices necessary for the demonstration. Humans had long relied on ingenuity, and she intended to show it on the grandest stage imaginable. Xyrix narrowed his eyes. You speak with confidence, human. But words are easy. Evidence is hard. Do you have the power, technology, and skill to match your claims? I do, Alara replied simply, and I will prove it now. The hall watched as she activated a device on the podium. A holographic model appeared, showing a small, barren asteroid floating in space. It was simple and lifeless, a typical rock orbiting in the outer system. This asteroid, Alara said, will become a mini-habitable environment. I will demonstrate the first step of what humans' legend says, shaping worlds intelligently and ethically. Observe and judge for yourselves. The drones began to work in perfect coordination. Tools extended, lasers carved precise channels, and nanobots began to reshape the asteroid's surface. Slowly, the barren rock transformed. Small pools of water appeared, tiny plants took root, and the atmosphere adjusted to levels safe for life. Gasps echoed across the hall as alien experts leaned forward. Some tried to measure the process with their sensors. Others whispered anxiously. Never had a species seen a demonstration like this in real time. Alara spoke calmly as the transformation continued. Legends are not just stories. They are proof of what a species can achieve. Humans used imagination, planning, and teamwork to survive and thrive. These skills are what made the Star Forgers possible. This asteroid is a small example of that spirit. The final stages of the transformation were breathtaking. Tiny hills appeared, streams flowed, and a small grove of trees flourished. The asteroid glowed faintly with life, a testament to human engineering and vision. Xyrix, though trying to remain composed, could not hide his astonishment. Many of his fellow aliens looked stunned, unable to deny what they had witnessed. Alara stepped back, allowing the crowd to observe. This is only the beginning, she said softly but firmly. Humans' legends are real because humans themselves are real. What we imagine, we can create. What we dream, we can achieve. And what we are told is impossible can be made possible with effort, intelligence, and courage. For the first time, the hall was silent. No one spoke, no one moved. Every being present realized that humans were not merely storytellers, they were doers. Legends were not just tales of the past. They were living proof of human potential. Xyrix finally spoke, his many eyes scanning the transformed asteroid. Impressive, for a human demonstration, he admitted reluctantly. But this is small. Legends speak of massive deeds, of defending worlds, of strategies and bravery beyond imagination. Can humans truly rise to such challenges? Alara's lips curved into a small, confident smile. If you want to see that, I am ready. This is only the beginning. Legends are alive, and humans will prove it, not with words, but with action. The crowd erupted into whispers, some cheering, some skeptical, but all curious. Something had changed. Humans were no longer just observers. They were participants, challengers, and perhaps, as Alara hoped, true legends in their own right. As she stepped down from the podium, her mind was already racing ahead. The asteroid demonstration had been a success, but larger challenges awaited. Legends required proof, not just in creation, but in courage, ingenuity, and endurance. And Alara was ready to show the galaxy what humans were truly capable of. The first step had been taken. The challenge had been issued. And the story of humanity, its legends, its courage, and its creativity was about to unfold across the stars. After the astounding demonstration on the small asteroid, the buzz in Nova Ark's central hall was electric. Aliens from countless species whispered among themselves, examining every detail of what they had witnessed. Humans, once considered minor players in the galaxy, had suddenly shown capabilities that were impossible to ignore. Alara, standing calmly among the crowd, felt the weight of expectation pressing on her. She had proved that humans could create. But Xyrix's challenge had not been fully answered. Legends spoke of deeds far larger than transforming a single asteroid. They spoke of defending worlds, saving civilizations, and achieving the impossible. Xyrix, the skeptical alien historian, adjusted the floating interface in front of him and turned toward Alara. His tone, though still sharp, carried a hint of curiosity. You impressed many with that small demonstration, human. But legends are more than creation. Can humans demonstrate strategy, courage, and endurance? Can you face danger and succeed where others would fail? Alara nodded. Yes, I will prove the legend of the Aurora Armada humans who defended worlds and civilizations using intelligence, strategy, and courage. The room went quiet. Many had heard the tales, often dismissed as fables. Humans leading fleets of ships to defend entire planets, outsmarting enemies far stronger and more numerous. To many alien scholars, it was absurd, and yet, Alara intended to show it could be done. Preparations. Alara left the hall and made her way to the docking area, where her team awaited. The human contingent was small but efficient. Engineers, pilots, and strategists, all highly skilled and trained for extraordinary challenges. They had brought equipment designed for precision, speed, and adaptability. Floating drones carried modules of mini-ships, energy shields, and environmental scanners. Alara's plan was simple in theory but complicated in execution. They would navigate a volatile asteroid field, locate a stranded research vessel, and save it from imminent destruction, demonstrating human ingenuity, leadership, and courage. Team, Alara said, her voice calm but firm. This is not just about saving a ship, it's about proving what humans can do. Our legends are based on truth. Intelligence, courage, and careful planning can overcome impossible odds. Let's show them. The humans nodded. They trusted her implicitly, and in return, she trusted them. Together, they were ready to take the first step into a real test of legend. Into the asteroid field. The small fleet of human ships approached the asteroid field. Enormous rocks floated silently, some spinning, others on unpredictable trajectories. Space in this region was dangerous, even for highly advanced navigation systems. Many alien ships had avoided it entirely, deeming it too hazardous for anything beyond automated drones. Alara piloted the lead ship, her hands steady on the controls. Sensors beeped constantly, tracking hundreds of moving objects. Using a combination of predictive algorithms and instinct honed from years of simulation training, she guided her team through narrow gaps, dodging enormous rocks with precision. The human ships moved like a synchronized dance. Each pilot anticipated the next maneuver, each drone adjusted in real time, and every system worked in harmony. Aliens observing remotely could barely comprehend how humans could perform such coordinated navigation without error. Halfway through, the team received a distress signal. A small alien research vessel was trapped in the field, its engines damaged, and its life support failing. The crew of the vessel would only survive for hours if they were not rescued. Alara smiled faintly. This is our chance. Let's show them what the Aurora Armada could do. Rescue and strategy. The asteroid field became more dangerous as the humans advanced. Rocks shifted unpredictably, some colliding and sending debris into new paths. Alara adjusted her strategy on the fly, issuing concise commands. Delta and Sigma, flank left. Keep shields up. Gamma, prep boarding drones. I'll guide the extraction path. The humans' coordination was extraordinary. Where alien ships would hesitate, human intuition and quick decision-making allowed precise movements that avoided collisions. One large asteroid shifted unexpectedly, threatening to crush the research vessel. Alara calculated its trajectory instantly and directed a microforce thruster to nudge it just enough to open a safe path. The team reached the stranded ship. Boarding drones launched carefully, entering the vessel to assess damage and stabilize the environment. Human engineers worked with speed and precision, repairing power conduits, redirecting energy to life support, and recalibrating navigation systems. Meanwhile, Alara continued to pilot the lead ship, keeping the fleet in position to shield the vessel from shifting debris. Her mind moved rapidly, calculating odds, timing maneuvers, and anticipating problems before they arose. The alien observers were stunned. They had expected failure, or at least heavy reliance on technology alone. But humans combined skill, intelligence, and courage, turning an impossible situation into a calculated victory. Danger and ingenuity. As the rescue neared completion, a massive asteroid suddenly broke apart, sending fragments in multiple directions. One piece was large enough to destroy the research vessel instantly. Panic would have struck many species, but not humans. Ilara issued rapid commands. Activate auxiliary thrusters. Gamma. Deflect debris with microshield arrays. Delta. Sigma. Cover the left flank. We keep this vessel safe. Every human crew member acted in perfect synchronization. Shields deflected fragments, thrusters adjusted constantly, and drones moved faster than the eye could track. Within minutes, the threat passed. The research vessel remained intact, its crew alive and unharmed. Ilara allowed herself a brief smile. We're not done yet. Let's bring them out of the field safely. With careful navigation and teamwork, the human fleet led the research vessel out of the asteroid field. The alien scientists monitoring remotely were amazed. What they had just witnessed was not luck, nor was it mere technology. It was skill, bravery, and strategy combined. Humans had faced danger, adapted to it, and succeeded. Victory and recognition. Once safely outside the asteroid field, the research vessel's crew sent a message of gratitude, praising the humans' skill, courage, and quick thinking. Ilara transmitted a simple response. Legends are built on actions, not words. Back in the central hall of Nova Arc, holographic feeds replayed the demonstration for all present. Aliens who had doubted humans now looked at them with new respect. Some were silent, others whispered in awe, but none could deny the evidence. Xyrix, who had watched the demonstration closely, was quiet. His eyes, reflecting multiple colors, showed both surprise and contemplation. This is remarkable, he admitted finally. Humans do possess skills that exceed expectations, but one demonstration does not prove the entirety of legend. Ilara stepped forward from the holographic projection. Legends are not proven by a single act, Xyrix. They are proven by consistent courage, intelligence, and creativity. Humans have done this countless times. We adapt, we endure, and we overcome. What you call myth, we call reality. The hall was silent for a moment, as if considering her words. Then murmurs began, spreading from one observer to another. The idea that humans could live up to their legends was no longer absurd, it was possible. A new challenge. Ilara knew this was only the beginning. The Aurora Armada demonstration had shown strategy, courage, and teamwork. But greater challenges awaited. Legends were not only about survival, they were about cooperation, innovation, and creating something that benefited many. As the crowd watched, she prepared her mind for the next step. She would need to rally allies, coordinate multiple species, and undertake a project that seemed impossible. But humans had a history of turning the impossible into reality. She looked up at the stars visible through Nova Arc's transparent ceiling and whispered to herself, legends are not just stories. They are living proof of what we can do, and we will show the galaxy that humanity is real and extraordinary. The aliens in the hall, the scholars, the explorers, even Xyrix himself, would soon learn that this human was not just proving a story, she was writing history. One demonstration at a time, humans would remind the galaxy why their legends were not only true but ongoing. And in the heart of the bustling space station, a quiet confidence spread through Ilara. The challenge had begun, the proof had started, and the galaxy would never see humans the same way again. Ilara returned to her quarters, aboard the human vessel, after the successful asteroid field rescue. For a moment, she allowed herself a deep breath, savoring the satisfaction of a challenge completed. The aliens on Nova Arc had witnessed a display of human intelligence, courage, and coordination, yet she knew that their judgment was not final. Proving one legend was only the beginning. Legend does not rest on a single act, she reminded herself quietly. It grows with every challenge faced and every obstacle overcome. Her next task had already begun forming in her mind. Xyrix, though visibly impressed, had questioned whether humans could truly match the larger deeds described in their legends. Ilara knew she had to demonstrate not only creation and strategy but also the ability to face danger with courage, endurance, and ingenuity. A new mission. The human fleet's sensors picked up distress signals from a distant planetary system. The signals indicated a massive solar flare that threatened to engulf several inhabited planets. The flare had accelerated unexpectedly, leaving little time for evacuation or preparation. Civilian populations, scientific research stations, and small settlements faced near certain destruction. Ilara studied the reports. "This is more than a rescue," she said to her team. "This is a chance to prove humans can act decisively in the face of danger. To protect life. To make legends real." The Alien Council monitoring her progress sent a delegation to accompany her. They were skeptical, yet curious. Among them were engineers, strategists, and historians, all eager to witness human methods firsthand. Xyrix's voice came through the comm link, formal yet tinged with doubt. "Do not overestimate your abilities, human. The solar flare is massive. Even your fleet may not be enough to succeed." Ilara smiled faintly. "Legends are not built on caution, Xyrix. They are built on action, intelligence, and courage. Watch and see." Into the solar storm. The journey to the planetary system was tense. The solar flare radiated intense energy, disrupting sensors and threatening navigation systems. Even the most advanced alien ships hesitated at the edge of the flare's path. Ilara piloted the lead vessel with precision. Her team monitored the planets, calculating trajectories, energy surges, and radiation spikes. The plan was to create temporary energy shields around key planetary areas, allowing inhabitants to survive until the flare passed. Gamma and Delta teams, Ilara instructed, deploy shielding drones. Sigma, monitor energy levels. Alpha, be ready to reroute power instantly if shields fail. We adapt or fail. There is no other option. The human ships moved like clockwork. Drones deployed in perfect synchrony, forming a protective web around cities, research bases, and settlements. Energy shields flickered as they absorbed bursts of radiation, adjusting automatically to maintain integrity. The alien observers were astonished. Many had never seen a species respond to such danger with calm, coordinated precision. Humans did not panic. They assessed, calculated, and acted. Unexpected opposition. Midway through the operation, new data arrived. The solar flare had caused gravitational disturbances in nearby asteroid belts, sending fragments on unpredictable courses toward the planets. Now, the mission had grown even more dangerous. Ilara's team adjusted immediately. "Redirect drones to intercept debris," she commanded. "Reinforce shields in high-risk zones. We keep every planet safe." While the humans coordinated flawlessly, some alien factions, jealous of their success, attempted to interfere. Small ships tried to disable human drones, hoping to prove the humans were reckless and bound to fail. Ilara anticipated the attack. Sigma and Delta. Engage defensive maneuvers. Protect the drones. Neutralize interference without harm. We win without risking others unnecessarily. The humans' response was extraordinary. Using minimal force and maximum precision, they rerouted debris, deflected enemy attempts, and ensured the operation continued uninterrupted. Every obstacle was met with a combination of intelligence, creativity, and careful judgment. Courage, under pressure. Hours passed. The solar flare intensified, shaking the planet's atmospheres, sending shockwaves through the system. Ilara and her team worked tirelessly, adapting strategies and adjusting shields in real time. One planet's energy shield began to flicker dangerously, threatening to collapse. Civilians below panicked, unaware of the human fleet's efforts. "Alpha Team, Reroute auxiliary power, Ilara shouted. Gamma, reinforce the main shield with drones. Delta, coordinate with planetary defenses. We stabilize, or none survive. The operation was delicate. One wrong calculation, one missed adjustment, and millions of lives could be lost. Yet the humans remained calm, focused, and determined. Their discipline and ingenuity turned near disaster into precise action. Finally, after hours of intense coordination, the shield stabilized, absorbing the worst of the flare. Planets that had seemed doomed now remained habitable. The inhabitants were unaware of how close they had come to destruction, but the alien council, observing the events, saw everything clearly. Xyrix, normally critical, was silent. Even he could not dismiss the evidence. Humans had faced extreme danger and succeeded where others had hesitated. Innovation in action. The mission was not over. As the flare began to recede, Ilara noticed unexpected energy fluctuations. A small moon in the system was unstable, threatening to break apart and collide with one of the planets. "This is not in the original plan," she muttered. "We need a new solution. Fast." Using human ingenuity, she devised a method to stabilize the moon's orbit with temporary gravitational anchors, deployed by drones. It was risky. No alien species had attempted it before, but humans thrived on innovation. Deploy anchors in sequence. Adjust thrusters to compensate for gravitational anomalies, she instructed. We succeed by thinking, not by force. Drones moved precisely, deploying anchors that slowly stabilized the moon. Calculations constantly adjusted for minor shifts, each step critical. Finally, the moon settled into a safer orbit, averting disaster. The alien observers were astounded. Humans had turned what seemed impossible into reality. Not through brute strength, but through clever thinking, collaboration, and innovation, recognition, and respect. After the mission, Novar's Central Hall projected live feeds of the operation. Aliens from countless species watched as humans faced an unprecedented solar flare, navigated dangers, and saved multiple planets without loss of life. Whispers spread quickly. Humans. They are capable. One alien historian admitted. They do not panic. They plan. They act. Xyrix approached Ilara personally, his many eyes reflecting a mix of surprise and admiration. I cannot deny it, he said. You have proven humans are not only creators, but defenders. The legends of the Aurora Armada. Perhaps they are not mere fables. Ilara nodded. Legends are built on action, Xyrix. Humans have always faced danger and found a way to survive and protect. What you dismiss as myth is a reflection of our reality. The Alien Council, previously skeptical, now began to acknowledge humans' potential. Respect replaced doubt. For the first time, humans were not just a curiosity. They were recognized as beings capable of greatness, capable of turning legend into reality. A quiet resolve. Despite the praise, Ilara remained focused. One successful mission did not end the challenge. Legends required consistency, and she knew the galaxy's doubts were far from erased. Bigger challenges awaited, ones that would require humans to unite with other species, solve problems on an even larger scale, and demonstrate not only courage and intelligence, but also collaboration and ethical leadership. Looking out at the stars beyond Nova Arc, she thought of the future. We've shown what humans can do in danger. Next, we'll show what humans can do for life itself. For many worlds, not just one. Legends grow, and ours is only beginning. The solar flare mission had been a triumph, but it was just a chapter. Ilara understood that humanity's story was unfolding before the galaxy, each act proving that the legends of Earth were more than stories. They were a promise of potential, courage, and ingenuity. And as she prepared for the next challenge, she felt the quiet satisfaction of knowing that humans had earned something even more valuable than admiration: trust, respect, and a place in the galaxy's ongoing story. The legend was alive, and it would continue. After the daring rescue from the solar flare, Ilara returned to Nova Arc, a hero in the eyes of some, but not all. While many aliens now whispered admiration for humans, others remained skeptical. Some species were still wary of humans' ingenuity, thinking them reckless or overconfident. To truly prove the legends of Earth, Ilara knew she had to undertake a challenge that no one had thought possible. A galaxy-spanning operation that would demonstrate humans' creativity, leadership, and ability to unite diverse civilizations. A call for unity. The situation presented itself sooner than expected. A distant star system, home to multiple inhabited planets, faced collapse. Its sun was unstable, expanding unpredictably and threatening to engulf the planets. Millions of lives hung in the balance. Communication with the system revealed that the local civilizations lacked the technology and coordination to save themselves. Ilara studied the data with intense focus. "This is bigger than anything we've done," she said to her team. "We need not just humans, but cooperation across species. We need to show the galaxy what humans can do when they lead with intelligence, creativity, and empathy." She sent requests to various alien species, asking for volunteers to assist. Many were curious, some were doubtful. She knew she had to earn their trust. And fast. Legends are not built by one species alone, she told herself. They are built by action, by example, and by showing others the way. Building the alliance. Within hours, representatives from dozens of civilizations arrived. Engineers, scientists, pilots, and strategists brought their skills, equipment, and knowledge. Some had never worked with humans before, and suspicion lingered in the air. Ilara addressed the assembly. "We face a threat no one species can handle alone. The sun is unstable. We cannot allow planets to be destroyed. Humans have faced impossible odds before, and we know how to adapt. Together, we can save this system." Some aliens murmured, others nodded cautiously. She continued, "We will combine our knowledge, our technology, and our courage. Everyone has a role. Everyone's skills matter. And every life is worth protecting." By the end of her speech, the skepticism began to fade. Humans had earned attention before, but now they were earning trust. Coordinating the effort, Ilara and her human team quickly organized the operation. Temporary energy shields would protect the planets from solar radiation. Massive reflector satellites would redirect dangerous energy bursts. Robots and drones would stabilize planetary orbits where possible. Alien engineers brought unique technologies, energy fields that humans could not create, propulsion systems that allowed precise movement of satellites, and sensors capable of predicting solar activity with incredible accuracy. Ilara acted as the central coordinator. Gamma Team, deploy shield arrays on Planet A and Planet B. Delta, monitor the satellites. Sigma, reroute energy bursts towards safe areas. All species, synchronize operations. One mistake could mean disaster. Humans moved fast, but humans also planned carefully. They combined technology with intuition, guiding the alien allies in ways that maximized efficiency and minimized risk. Facing the sun, as the operation progressed, the unstable star sent sudden bursts of energy. One flare unexpectedly intensified, threatening Planet A's atmosphere. Alarms blared across all ships. Ilara acted instantly. Reinforce shields, divert excess energy to satellites. Delta, coordinate drones to stabilize planetary orbit. Everyone, adjust now. It was chaos, but not confusion. Humans had trained for high-pressure situations, and they thrived under them. Alien species followed their lead, adapting to rapid changes, trusting Ilara's judgment. The combined effort worked. The shield absorbed the energy, satellites redirected excess radiation, and Planet A survived. Cheers erupted from the ships, but Ilara remained focused. The operation was not complete. Innovation saves the day. A new problem arose. One of the planets had a dense network of orbiting moons. The star's instability threatened to dislodge them, potentially sending them crashing into the planet below. Traditional methods of stabilization would be too slow. Ilara devised a bold solution. "We will use drones to create temporary gravitational anchors," she said. "We will stabilize each moon in real time while adjusting planetary shields. This will require perfect timing and coordination from all teams." Some alien representatives looked skeptical. "Humans have never attempted this," one said. Ilara smiled. "Legends are made by those willing to try what others think impossible." The operation began. Hundreds of drones moved in perfect synchronization. Gravitational anchors extended from satellites and ships, carefully adjusting forces to hold the moons in place. Humans calculated adjustments instantly as the moons shifted, and alien teams executed the plan with precision. Minutes felt like hours, but gradually, the moons stabilized. Planetary orbits were secure. The star's energy bursts no longer threatened the system. The crisis was over. The moment of recognition. Novara broadcasted the operation live across multiple systems. Alien observers saw the humans' ingenuity, the cooperation across species, and the courage it took to manage such a vast challenge. Xyrix, standing quietly among the council, finally spoke. I admit it. Humans are more than their legends. They think faster, act bravely, and unite others in ways I did not believe possible." Ilara stepped forward, her voice calm yet resonant. "Legends are not just tales of the past, Xyrix. They are living proof of action, courage, and intelligence. Humans do not claim to be perfect. We claim to act. And sometimes, action is enough to create legends." The alien council began to clap. Some slowly, some with enthusiasm. Respect replaced skepticism. Humans were no longer a curiosity, they were leaders, innovators, and problem solvers. A quiet moment. After the mission, Ilara found a quiet spot on her ship, looking out at the stabilized star system. The planets glowed gently, safe under shields and steady orbits. Alien civilizations had survived because humans had acted with intelligence, creativity, and courage. Her team gathered around her, exhausted but triumphant. "We did it," one engineer said quietly. Ilara smiled. "We did. But remember, this is just one system. Legends grow when challenges are faced again and again. We have shown what humans can do. Next, we will show that humans inspire others to act, to create, to protect. Legends are not only about what we do, they are about how others see the possibility of greatness." She thought of the countless systems in the galaxy, many facing dangers they could not manage alone. Humans could act as catalysts, showing others how to overcome challenges through cooperation, intelligence, and courage. The galaxy was beginning to see humans differently. Legends of the past were being proved true, and the future was wide open. A lesson for the galaxy. Ilara addressed her team and the alien allies once more. This operation shows that cooperation across civilizations is possible. It shows that even when odds seem impossible, careful planning, courage, and ingenuity can succeed. And it shows that humans are not alone in this journey. We inspire, we lead, and we learn together. The alien representatives nodded, understanding for the first time the true power of human potential. They had witnessed legends in action, not stories on paper. And they were beginning to believe. Ilara knew there would be more challenges, more dangers, and more opportunities to prove humanity's worth. But she also knew this: humans did not wait for permission. Humans did not rely solely on technology or raw power. Humans relied on imagination, courage, and collaboration, and that was what made them legendary. As she looked out at the stars, she whispered to herself, "Legends are alive, and humans are just getting started." The galaxy had begun to notice. Humans were no longer minor players, they were creators, leaders, and the living proof of Earth's legends. Ilara stood on the observation deck of Novara, looking out at the endless stars. The galaxy was alive with activity, civilizations moving, communicating, and exploring. For centuries, humans had been considered minor players, curiosities at best. But now, after demonstrating courage, intelligence, and innovation, humanity had begun to earn recognition, and respect. Yet, Elara knew that recognition alone was not enough. Legends were not built merely on admiration, they were built on action, continued courage, and the ability to inspire others. And she intended to show the galaxy that humans could do all three, a challenge like no other. Reports had arrived from a far-off sector of space. A massive planetary system, home to millions of inhabitants across several planets, was threatened by a rapidly collapsing star. The situation was far worse than any previous challenge. The star's instability had created radiation bursts, gravitational anomalies, and orbiting debris that threatened every planet in the system. Local civilizations had tried to coordinate a solution but had failed. Elara studied the data with her team. "This is our greatest challenge yet," she said. "But it is also our opportunity. We will save this system, not just for humans, but for all the species living there. And we will show the galaxy that Earth's legends are not only real, they continue." She contacted the alien civilizations in the sector, inviting them to participate. Many were skeptical, but humans had proven themselves before. Slowly, representatives from multiple species arrived, ready to work under her guidance. Coordinating the effort, Elara divided the operations into several key tasks. First, they would stabilize planetary orbits using massive gravitic anchors deployed by drones and ships. Second, energy shields would protect populations from radiation. Third, satellites would absorb and redirect bursts from the unstable star. Each task required perfect timing, intelligence, and coordination across species. She addressed the assembled teams, speaking in a calm, confident voice. "This is not just about survival. This is about demonstrating what we can achieve when we work together. Humans have faced impossible odds before. We will do it again. But we cannot succeed alone. Cooperation, trust, and courage will guide us." Aliens listened, some doubtful, some inspired. Slowly, they began to trust her. Humans had proven that they could act decisively, think creatively, and lead effectively. And now, they would lead again. The operation begins. The human-led fleet entered the system. The unstable star roared with energy, sending out dangerous flares that disrupted sensors and shields. Elara piloted her ship with steady hands, guiding others through the chaos. Gamma Team. Deploy shields on Planet A and Planet B. Delta. Stabilize the moons. Sigma. Coordinate satellite redirection. She instructed. Each command was precise, clear, and executed immediately. Alien engineers and strategists followed her guidance, learning as they went. Humans had an unusual way of thinking, creative, adaptive, and fearless. They made decisions not only with logic but with intuition and foresight. Slowly, the system began to stabilize, facing the greatest danger. Suddenly, a massive flare burst from the star. Stronger than anticipated, it threatened to overwhelm Planet A's shield and destabilize the orbit of several moons. Alarms blared across the fleet. Elara's mind raced. Divert auxiliary power. Reinforce shields. Adjust anchors on the moons in sequence. Everyone, stay focused. The operation was tense. One miscalculation could destroy planets. Yet humans remained calm. Using a combination of human ingenuity and coordination with alien allies, they adjusted shields, redirected satellites, and stabilized orbits. For hours, the teams worked tirelessly, responding to every flare, every anomaly, every sudden shift. Humans were at the center, guiding the operation with intelligence and courage. Slowly, danger passed. The planets and moons remained intact, protected from the star's destructive power. Innovation in action. Even as the immediate threats were managed, new problems appeared. One planet had a dense network of artificial structures that amplified the star's radiation, creating localized hotspots. Traditional shielding could not handle the energy. Elara devised a new plan. "We will deploy reflective arrays above the planet's atmosphere," she said. "We'll redirect excess radiation into empty space. It will require precise calculations and perfect timing. But it can be done. Many alien engineers were skeptical. "This is risky," one said. Elara smiled. "Risk is part of legend. But we act with care, intelligence, and courage." The arrays were deployed. Drones and ships coordinated movements to maintain the correct angles, reflecting radiation safely. Minutes passed, and then a sudden decrease in planetary radiation confirmed success. The planet was safe. Alien observers gasped in awe. Humans had not only survived the danger, they had found a solution that no one else had considered. Recognition across the galaxy. Back on Nova Arc, holographic projections displayed the operation live for observers across multiple star systems. Aliens who had once doubted humanity now watched in silence, some openly cheering. Xyrix approached Elara once more, his expression a mixture of awe and respect. "I cannot deny it any longer," he said. "Humans are more than creators or defenders. You are leaders. You inspire others to act. The legends of Earth, they are true, and they continue." Elara nodded. "Legends are not static, Xyrix. They are living proof of courage, intelligence, and action. Humans do not wait for perfection or permission. We act, and through action, we create history." The Alien Council applauded. Humans had proven themselves repeatedly. For the first time in history, they were not only recognized, they were respected as innovators, leaders, and heroes of the galaxy. A new era. With the system stabilized, Elara's focus turned to the future. Humans had proven that their legends were real, but their potential extended far beyond demonstration. They could inspire collaboration across species, solve problems on a galactic scale, and shape the future of the galaxy. She addressed her team and the assembled alien allies. "What we've done here is more than a rescue. It's proof that cooperation, courage, and intelligence can overcome even the greatest challenges. Humans are not the only actors in this galaxy, but we can show others what is possible. Legends are not only about the past, they are about the actions we take today and tomorrow." The aliens listened, inspired by her words. Humans had become more than survivors or creators, they were symbols of potential, proof that ingenuity and courage could reshape the galaxy. A lasting legacy. Elara took a moment to reflect. From the asteroid demonstration, to the solar flare rescue, to the galaxy-wide stabilization operation, humanity had proven itself again and again. Earth's legends were no longer myths, they were realities, growing stronger with each act of courage and intelligence. The galaxy had changed its perception of humans. No longer minor players, humans were now leaders, innovators, and partners. Other species began studying human methods, philosophies, and approaches to problem-solving. Cooperation became easier, as aliens recognized the value humans brought to every endeavor. Elara smiled quietly as she gazed at the stars. "We've shown them that humans are real, that our legends are true, and that we will continue to act. The galaxy is full of challenges, but we will meet them. And with each challenge, our legacy grows." The promise of the future. Legends, Elara knew, were not about fame or glory, they were about action and inspiration. Humans had acted decisively, creatively, and ethically. They had led when others hesitated, solved impossible problems, and inspired collaboration across species. The future was bright. With humans as both example and partner, civilizations across the galaxy could face challenges that once seemed insurmountable. Humanity had earned its place not through power alone, but through intelligence, courage, and the ability to inspire. Elara looked at the horizon of stars, her heart steady. "Legends are not just stories," she whispered. "They are living, and humanity will continue to write ours. One action at a time." The galaxy watched. The galaxy learned. And the story of Earth's legends, its courage, ingenuity, and resilience, was no longer confined to myth. It was alive, ongoing, and unstoppable.